Welcome to Keep Your Head Up Hockey. I'm your host, Jamie Young, and thanks so much for tuning into another edition of our show. And a big shout out to Core 4. You know, you guys are the best, and really appreciate you tuning into our show before the big Leaf game tonight. But thanks so much again for watching our show, Keep Your Head Up Hockey. We've got Dylan Jose as well as J Dog, Jay Bruce in the house. Thanks so much again. We'll get going, but I just wanted to say, if you do like this show today, please smash the like button, share the show, tell a friend. When I say tell a friend, you're watching the Leaf game and you're watching with a buddy. Say, hey, man, I watched the show called Keep Your Head Up Hockey. It's pretty awesome. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. A big hockey game tonight, boys and girls. We've got the LA Kings in house on the Wednesday, and it should be a good one. Coach Jose, how you doing today?
Feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good about this game tonight. Love it. Love when the West Coast teams come to town. So yeah, I'm excited and look forward to crushing the Kings tonight. What do you mean? It's going to be a good night.
And J Doc, how's the life in DR? How's the Wednesday going?
Oh, good day. Had a little work today. Put up some security cameras. Did some fun stuff. And turns out it looks like we might end up having a tropical storm by Friday. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, one hit Florida near my parents' place, and kind of got a little nasty there for a while. Do you know they were selling pieces of Tropicana Field on eBay, the roof? People were selling it for like $900.
That's crazy.
Yeah, right.
J-Dog, hunker down, man.
Why do they live down there? But at the same, why do we live up here in this crazy winters? But like, dude, I don't know. Living down there in those tropical storms and tornadoes.
Maybe it's because of those crazy storms. Yeah, maybe it's because of the crazy storms. Jay, have you lived through a hurricane in DR yet?
Yeah, I will send you video for it. We'll talk about this the next game. I drove around in the last one. So, well, actually, the big one 2 years ago. My buddy and I were sitting out back waiting for it to come, and we were looking out over the golf course because I was living at on the golf course at the time. And this isn't that bad. Category 1s are only 70-something kilometers an hour. Well, in Nova Scotia, friggin' nor'easters are like 120. It was nothing. A lot of water, though. That's the difference. A lot of rain, and we don't have a lot of soil here, so trees go down a lot quicker.
All right. Well, let's get started here. We'll go with the projected lineups for tonight, and we'll jump right into it here in just a second. Leafs, I like the lineup. I really like Denies, Matthews, and Marner so far. Now, it hasn't really produced a lot of goals, boys, and we'll talk about that here in just a second. But I got to tell you, I still like it. I think it's going to really produce a lot of goals this year. Only time will tell. But what are your thoughts there on that line, J-Dog?
Well, no matter what, you're likely going to be in the other end. It doesn't really matter if you're scoring goals on your line if you've got three lines after you like this. The fourth line played fantastic in the last couple games, and also kept the other team at bay in the other end. So as long as your second and third line can score and you got two other lines that keep the puck out of your own end, who cares? It doesn't matter. If you can get no shots or very little shots, and obviously they didn't have a lot of shots. The first game, I have to say, bad. I think it was a little bit of a bad effort from Toronto. However, goaltending was fantastic. Defense was fantastic. They didn't have a ton of shots. I think it was 27. That's not horrible. And, and they spent a lot of time in the Montreal zone. The other two games, well, obviously look at the score.
Yeah, absolutely. Like 48 shots, though, even though we lost the game, I thought that was impressive. They weren't great looks, though. A lot of shots, not a lot of great looks.
A lot of
48 shots. But what are your thoughts there, Jose, on the Austin Matthews, and Marner line?
Well, to Jay's point, this has to be their game plan all year long. They just need to keep dogging these teams in their own zone. They were making shift changes. That line was in there, scoring chances. I think Matthews had 4 or 5 shots on net, plus 5 more shot attempts on top of that. So he's going to get one.
To the next line.
He's going to get one with this lineup. And John Tavares, here's an opportunity now for Nick Robertson, who seems to be nipping at Nylander's heels. So if Tavares is back tomorrow night, which all indications say he will be back, Nylander's out, Tavares in. Interesting. Holmberg moves up in that lineup because I felt like he struggled a few times, made a few questionable plays, a few mistakes in the last few games that cost the team a little bit. I thought maybe Bobby McMahon would move up because I thought his game was strong. And the fourth line.
Yeah. Robertson's been good this year so far. And I think, it's going to be a big test for him tonight against LA. And I think that, you know what, he will get on the board again. I think he's played well. And let's hope that he continues with it. But Tavares, like, I heard that there's some flu going through our dressing room. You know, when you're a family, when you're a hockey team, when somebody gets sick, normally it goes through the whole team, right? So let's hope that they're containing that and they don't share it and everybody gets sick. But Tavares is out, and I wonder who's going to be playing in his spot.
No, he's not out.
We'll move on next slide.
He's back in. Yeah, he will be in tonight.
Oh, he's in. Okay, great. Well, then there we go. That answers that question. Let's move on to the third line, though. I want to hear from J-Dog here. McMahon, Domi, and Pacioretty. Pacioretty's had a good start. What are your thoughts?
Well, Pacioretty's going to score goals. I think he's still on this team. I think he's going to get 30 goals this year, and I'll tell you why. You look at the other two lines. Okay, this guy's still an elite scorer. I won't say he's like in the top 5% or anything like that, but I'd say he's in the top 20% in scoring. He's still, maybe that's not elite anymore, but it's still in the top of the league in scoring. He doesn't have. It's the same thing as Tavares. The guy's almost 100 points. He's 80-something points every year. He's not the fastest guy. And that Pacioretty's going to be the same thing. He's healthy. He's playing well, and he can score. He doesn't have to be skating well. You've got McMahon and you've got Domi who can both skate like the fucking wind, and they're both super fast. They can both dish the puck. McMahon loves going in the dirty spots to get the puck. Domi doesn't mind going in the dirty spots to get the puck. And the Pacioretty just got to sit there and wait out front. He could be the last guy in every time, and he's going to get chances. These guys are going to feed him the puck.
Yeah, I really agree with. Man, Domi's had a good start too. You know, I think he leads the league in, or not league, but leads the team in points, which is great. A great start by him, and you know we've got him locked down for a few years there. So it's always great to have another signing kind of start producing well right at the start of the year. What are your thoughts on Domi, Coach Jose?
I mean, he's an unbelievable gamer. He's in the game. He's got the team around him. He's a passer. He can shoot. He can score. He can do everything. Like the way he moves with the puck, the way he can stick handle in tight is amazing. And I love this line. I love this line. For a third line, it blows any other third line out of the water, in my opinion, in the league. If you want to go apples to apples on this one, I don't know another third line that's better than this. And you watch Max Pacioretty. I criticized him earlier in an earlier show, but this guy, we haven't had a guy like this on our team since you remember this guy, Dave Andrechuk. Scored 53 goals in 1993, 1994. This is the kind of player that the Leafs need to make any moves in the Stanley Cup playoffs this year. And Max Pacioretty, you're damn right, J-Dog. He's going to get 30 this year. He may even get 50. Who knows? What? Wow. If Dave Andrechuk got 53.
I actually like this line. I'll tell you one thing, though, that they do the one Domi needs to improve on is his shooting. He misses the net way too often, and he shoots high and he shoots opposite corner all the time, and the puck rings around a lot. And having Pacioretty on the ice as a little slower guy, they're really going to have to watch that, because it's going to leave a lot of open space for teams heading the other way if he's making those shots. My suggestion is he starts dishing it off to Pacioretty a little bit more. And he will. I'm sure he will. But he just needs to focus on actually hitting the net or going short side so the puck doesn't ring around the boards and head out the other way. He's done that a lot over the last couple of years, and it's cost them several times. And with a little bit slower player in Pacioretty, I think that it's something you really have to pay attention to, because he comes down the left side a lot and shoots, and it goes around the right side of the rink, and that's Pacioretty's side of the ice. So it's something you really got to pay attention to.
4 lines deep. We haven't really had a team that was 4 lines deep in a while, and I got to say this: Lorentz, Camp, and Reeves line is looking pretty solid. I got to say Reeves, yeah, he's got to work on his shooting too. He gets in those great spots and not getting great shots on net. So I really want him to put some work in and get a better shot. But he is making some room for the other boys, Camp and Lorentz. And Lorentz has had a good start, really good signing, I think, and just a big, tough fourth line that is going to really make some space and rough up the other teams. And it's a really good line. I really like it. What are your thoughts, Coach Jose, on the fourth line?
Well, when you got 3 other lines that ragged all other teams, had the puck in the zone, making offensive line changes, keeping it in there, and then they think they and those 3 lines don't score, and they think they've weathered the storm, and then you throw this fourth line out there. It's just like, what can you do? Because you got Reeves coming in there, crashing and banging. He made a great hit on Lorentz's goal the other night and created that play. Guys are afraid of this line. Especially Revo, the coaching staff, the management made a great decision putting these guys together. And what's really going to be tough is who's going to be the odd men out when Nylander's back and Yarncrook. It's going to be hard to pull someone out of this lineup based on the way things are going here. Obviously, I think Holmberg is going to be the odd man out. But who else? Lorentz, Reeves. You got to have Yarncroc in there, you'd think. So it's going to be interesting to see when that happens. But this will be a good opportunity for this particular lineup to really show what this team can do, especially against LA, who's going to be chomping at the bit tonight after letting up
J-Dog.
8 goals.
Well, I think when it comes to odd man out, it just depends on the team they're playing. Reeves is not going to get, he's going to get about 40 games this year. I don't think he's going to get much more than that. Kemp, it's just going to depend. I mean, you look the last couple of years, he goes in streaks. He'll play 6 or 7 games where he plays pretty good, and then he goes in a 10-game streak where he's invisible. And this Lorentz
penalties, Yarncroc doesn't.
Yeah, true. This Lorentz kid, though, I think he's actually gonna stick around. He's big enough, he's strong enough, and he's definitely physical. And he actually plays that dogging type style game, just on you. So I kind of like him. I think he'll stick around. So it'll be Reeves, Kemp, and Yarncrook. I think those will be the guys that'll be sitting lots.
Sticking around.
And boy, we talked about it earlier in our earlier shows of this year about the additions of Tanev and Ekman-Larsson. But I gotta say, both of them have played really well so far, and love their partners. With Morgan Riley and Jake McCabe playing with both of them, playing really well. The Benoit and Lilgren line. Let's ask the question, Jose, who's your favorite new line here? 3 new lines of defensemen. Who's your favorite?
Well, I don't want to have to pick a line because after the last 3 games watching Jake McCabe is really, to me, he doesn't even look like an NHLer out there. There's something going on with him. Maybe he's got the bug too. I feel like he should be the odd man out. Timmins should stay in there. He's made some horrible decisions and horrible plays, but I definitely have a big piece of my love and appreciation to Oliver Ekman-Larsson. What a playmaker, what a smooth hands hockey player, heads up, and he's going to have a chance on the first power play tonight, which is unbelievable, and they need it for sure, because their power play has been 0 for 9. That's something that's dogged us last year. It seems to be dogging us again this year. It doesn't make any sense why this team has such a shitty power play, but let's hope OEL is the difference maker, and they probably are sticking him on there because that's the guy who's going to get the pucks through and the pucks to the net.
Who's impressed you the most, J-Dog, in our defensive pairings, or one guy? Who's impressed you the most?
Well, to me, it's between Benoit and Tanev. Do you want my honest opinion? This team has always had skilled defensemen. They haven't had tough defensemen, and they haven't had guys that can cover the space in a quick. Like they've had some bigger guys, but they weren't fast. These guys aren't like they're not super fast, but they in their own zone they cover a lot of space quick. They've got a big wingspan. They cover like with their sticks. They get their sticks in the lanes. They're blocking shots like you wouldn't believe, and they both hammer guys. And if you listen, like, and I'll probably say this 1,000 times this year. If you look at the end of the year last year, first game against, I think it was against Boston. I said it the last game at the last show. Paul Maurice, I think he's the best coach in the league. And what did he say? Never mind plays, pound the shit out of their defense so they have nothing left at the end of the game 7. And these are the kind of guys that you want. It doesn't matter how skilled you are, you're going to score a goal or two. But Liljegren, I'm sorry, I think he's going to get traded before the end of the year. I think Timmins might end up stepping up, or they might bring in somebody else. But I honestly think that McCabe, his biggest problem is these stupid penalties. I think he's had 3 or 4 already, three for sure. And 2 in one game, like just dumb penalties. He's not looking like he's on the ball. There's no question, but the physicality that he brings, again, you got a head on your swivel when he's around. Like he's going to hammer you, and that's exactly what these guys have not had in a long time.
I love the toughness that we've added.
Pounding the defense, it's so true. The campaign is such a grueling one. Jamie, 82 games. Plus playoffs, even the 60-minute, even just God, guys like us wouldn't even last 10 seconds out there. Like these guys are conditioned to go the distance, and you need guys who are made of shoe leather to get.
Love the toughness. Love the toughness, and love the the veterans that we've added on our squad this year to bring some toughness as well as some leadership to this group, and really hopefully get us pushed past the second round of the playoffs. Let's move on to the power plays. Let's briefly talk about this. I really like Pacioretty on this first line. Pacioretty, Tavares, and Marner with Austin Matthews on the point, and Larson as well with him. And Larson's been stepping up on the power play. I thought he's got some good shots and really controlling the pace of play and kind of quarterbacking the power play a little bit. I found anyway the first couple games of the year. I'm loving it. I think that they're going to improve on this. They're going to get lots of chances. I think this is a squad that's going to piss off other teams and really create a lot of power play chances for the Leafs. And that's why we've got them, right? These tough guys that can get in your face and bang and crash and piss you off and have you whack them with their stick and all that sort of stuff. So I think it's really, really good. Let's throw it over to J-Dog. What do you think about our power play unit so far?
Well, to me, this is 5 forwards. It really is. Larson can be a forward at any time he wanted to be. He's such a smooth skating defenseman. He sees the ice like most top grade forwards. I think he can pass the puck like a forward. His first passes coming out of the zone are always just crisp. He's probably one of the best. I think he's one of the better guys in the league, and always has been, for stepping up on the play when you're in the zone. If you look at when he was back playing with the Coyotes, I watched a lot of the Coyote games because I just so happened that I was a big fan of seeing teams that were crap trying to do better. So I watched a lot of their games. He would step up so much better than just about anybody else I knew when they were on the power play. He would, like, when the other teams thought they had a chance of getting the puck out of their zone, those first 2 steps that he would take would get him to the half boards, and the puck would never get out of the zone. Like, he's just very good at that. He knows when to step up, and he's one of the best in the league at getting the puck through. It's like he's a CNI dog. The puck gets through every time when he shoots. It may not hit anybody at all. It's crazy.
All right, we're going to move on to the second line. I'm going to have Jose comment on this one first after I'm quickly just introduce them. We've got Nyes, Domi, and McMahon, as well as Riley and Robertson on the point. That I kind of like this little change there with Robertson on the point. What are your thoughts on this, Coach Nose?
I'm telling you, you're going to see a big difference with the power play tonight. 100%. As much as people might be saying, oh, we're going to be missing Nylander for his skill. I think with Nylander and all the other skill that we have, that's just not what it takes. With this, look at this second power play unit. This is the unit, if they get out there, because it seems like the first PP unit gets the full 2 minutes every time. The guys never come off the ice. But give this second unit a chance. This is the unit that's, you've got a shooter, you've got a playmaker on defense, you got big bodies in front, big bodies that can move the puck, and you got a playmaker in Max Domi. This is going to be where they are going to start to turn the power play around, is by scoring those dirty goals, getting the puck in, doing the old the back pass or the bumper pass. That's the word I was looking for. The bumper pass to rip Nick Robertson wide open. He's got the laser shot, the pinpoint accuracy, and I think you're going to see a lot of this unit if they get a chance. However, with Nylander out and looks like Pacioretty in, you watch that first power play unit's going to get some damage done with Pacioretty on there in front of the net, guaranteed.
Love it. I love it, folks. Let's talk about goalies. We'll move on. We've got two awesome goaltenders playing, well, three awesome goaltenders this year for the Leafs. We've got Wall, who's injured right now. Stolars and Hildeby kind of jumped into action immediately, and both of them have played amazing. Stolars got one goal lit on the first game, and then Hildeby, comes and gets a win, and Stolars plays again, gets another win. So these boys are representing. Hildeby something else. I think Stolars is playing amazing. He's getting his chance now to kind of maybe lead an NHL team and be the starting goaltender. And to be honest, boys, I think that's going to be our guy is Stolars, and Hildeby maybe gets 25 starts, maybe 35 starts this year. But I think Stolars is not going to let Wall even get a chance, even when Wall comes back, because he's played so well. J-Dog, what are your thoughts about our goalie tandem?
As I said in the first show, Mr. Wall will be out. And it'll be these two guys. And I think by the end of the year, it might be Hildeby. However, I'm seeing a little bit more of Stolars, obviously, and thinking he's pretty darn good. But I'll be honest with you. First of all, I think this is the biggest tandem in the league, height-wise. And I don't see them letting in a lot of goals. I think that they're just both very little movement, very steady. When you're 6'5" and 6'6", or 6'6" and 6'7", or whatever the heck they are, I don't think you really need to make a lot of movement to stop the puck. You just need to be calm. Both of them have a really wicked glove on them. And what I do like is watch the head movement. The body stays, the head moves. Lots of side-to-side movement with the head. When you're 6'5", or 6'6", you pretty much see everything anyway. You don't need to be in the butterfly all the time when you're that big, and now they have even bigger defense who are stopping the puck. They're not getting a lot of shots. They got the other night. Yeah, they got a lot of shots. However, like you said, they weren't great shots. They were outside. The reason, there's a lot of games, and this is what you're going to see with the Leafs. I think all year, there's going to be a lot of times where they're going to get outshot. And the reason being, they keep everybody to the outside. They're not going to be giving up a lot of chances on the inside. So they're just going to shoot from anywhere because they're not going to get quality shots. And I think, but they're going to shoot because after like second period, you're not scoring. You just shoot. Yeah, that's just most teams, if they're smart, see what happens. Shoot on net. But if you got two good goalies and you got good defense, it's going to be awfully hard to score on these guys, I think.
I love it. What do you think about that, Coach Jose?
This is the first time in a long time I haven't been like, what is wrong with our goaltending on this team? Like, I am not worried. Stick whoever you want in there. Wall, Stolars, Hildeby. Take your pick. Like, if one sucks, fine. We got two more ready to take his place. 6'6", 6'7". Like, these guys cover so much of the net. I haven't seen a bad goal yet this year. And that's saying something, because they're square. They are square to the shooter. They make the fucking saves. Pardon my French, man, but they make the saves you expect as a fan when you're watching the game for them to make. And that's all you want. That's all you fucking want. And if if a goal goes in because a player makes a mistake, that's different. If a goal goes in because it deflects off somebody, can't blame the goalie. If it's a power play goal, and they gave up 2 power play goals against Montreal, I think. Was it 2? At least. Anyways, my point is that you want the goalies, even if you lose, you want the goalies to make the saves they're supposed to make, and that's what these guys are doing right now. And I couldn't be happier with the goaltending situation in Toronto. And there's not a lot of hype on these guys either, which I love that too. So calm the fuck down, media, because we don't want to put these guys, because you know what, in the goalies, a lot of it is between here, right? It's in here. What do you think? Remember what happened to what's his name last year?
Samsonov.
Samson no save.
He was wacky, man. He was good when he was good, but I think he must have got on Twitter by accident and got doom scrolling about all the shit going on about him. Because at the end of the day, I think we have 3 solid goalies. It's going to come down to, and there's fractions of skill difference between these guys. It's going to come down to what's between the ears. And go ahead, Jay.
This is why I think that you're going to see Wall out the door very quickly. I think he's going to be fine somewhere else. You've got Akimov and Peksa coming up in the Marlies, and they're both fantastic goalies. They're playing well right now. We've got almost an abundance of goalies right now, and Matt Murray's down there as well, which he was placed on waivers. I don't know what happened. I wasn't paying attention. Sorry, but I honestly believe they've got one kid in playing in the States in university as well. And I can't remember what his name is, but all these goalies that we have are going to allow us to get rid of a little bit of, I think, get rid of Wall's contract. Was he $4.5 million? And then
Stolar's is only 2.5.
Yeah, exactly. And there's no way that I don't think he's better than either one of these guys, to be honest with you. I think he's good. Don't get me wrong, but that's the thing. How many injuries he's had already? I think the other team's going to be willing to take a chance because he's still only 4 point whatever the heck he is. It's not like a crazy contract, but I think that if you get rid of him,
the team we're playing tonight might need a goalie.
Yeah, yeah, and I honestly believe if you get rid of Wall, you can bring in that one. Like there is an issue still. One more defenseman, if you want my honest opinion. One more defenseman. We don't need anything else up front. There's more scoring, and we don't need any big contracts. But you bring it, you get rid of the goalie, you get rid of a $4 million contract, and bring in a $3 million defenseman, and you still got yourself $1 million of cap space.
Yeah. Our weakness is package Liljegren. Give Liljegren a few games to show him what we got. Package him with Wall and pick yourself up another top 4 and move McCabe to. I mean, McCabe eats up a lot of minutes.
Yeah,
and they're hard minutes, and maybe I'm a little hard on McCabe for how shitty he's been lately because of the minutes that he logs. But you're right, Jay. If they can just package a good goalie, you're right. It's a goalie garden. It's the Maple Leaf Gardens down
right
there.
Now. Goalies are hard to come by. Goalies are hard to come by, and Wall is a good goalie. He is a starting goalie, so you put him in a place. LA would be actually very good, but who's right now when you think about it? Boston's got a starting goalie. Who's their backup?
Same with LA. Who's LA's backup? Big St. Dave Ridge.
Yeah. Well, we've got 45 seconds left of the show. We'll be 30-minute shows. Want to throw out a question before we end the show. The final score of the game tonight, I'm going to say 4-1 Leafs. We're going to have 2 goals in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, and then a 1 goal by LA in the third as well. Throw it over to Nose for his prediction, as well as J-Dog, and then we'll wrap it up tonight.
5-2 Leafs. Matthews gets 2.
Love it. J-Dog, what's your thoughts?
I think it'll be a 3-1 game, and I'm going to say all defense score. It'll be an all defense guys scoring. For some reason, I just have this feeling there. And I also make a little shout out. We're going to have a little interview with Nate Gravel. Nate Gravel is playing for Elmira right now. Got himself a Hattie last week, sorry. And we're going to have him on the show there in a little bit. So hats off to Nate, and well done.
Love it. Love it. Well, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Again, Core 4, you guys are the best. Thanks so much for tuning in tonight. And go Leafs, go.
Enjoy
Thanks
the
so much
game.
for keep your head up, hockey. We'll see you next time. Thanks so much for being a fan of the show. Take care. Keep your stick on the ice.